Hey YouTube family, it's Dinko the Realtor, your Utah Realtor. Do I have a lot to share with you guys? You know I'm going to give you the data. You know I'm going to give you information that nobody else does. Inventory is exploding, and I want to show you what that looks like. Before we get into that, smash that like button, help me get this video in front of more people. Also hit that subscribe button, that way you're notified when new videos drop so you have all the information that you need about the Utah housing market. Now, this breakdown here, I'm actually going to give you the overall numbers and then I'm going to give you the breakdown. So if we take a look at July numbers, the inventory was 9,653 in July of 2022. In July of 2023, it was 8,745, and in July of 2024, right here, it's 10,739. So we are seeing that inventory is growing, just like I've been saying, that I had a feeling based on the data that inventory levels were growing more faster, just like they were in 2022, that we were having similarities to that point where we saw much bigger price drops, homes lingering on the market for much longer, and talks of a recession that I'm going to get into here. Now, if we go back to this, we see that in October of 2022, the housing inventory peaked at 10,447, right? And I'm going to give you this breakdown here of month over month, kind of show you what's going on in the housing market. And then we see that in October of 2023, it peaked at 9,698. Well, we are higher at the end of July here in 2024 than we were at any point in 2022 or in 2023. Now let's get into the breakdown. I've been telling you guys that I was going to put this together. So let me pull this up right here. Right here, we're taking a look and we see that inventory was growing very quickly in that first half of 2022. And right here in May is when the median price peaked at an all-time high of $600,000. And then we saw almost $100,000 drop off that median price, where prices went down to $510,000, upwards of 15%. And then in the spring of 2023, prices went up. And in the second half, prices went down. Same thing here in 2024. Prices went up here in the first half. And now the inventory is still going up. And the data is saying that now prices are going to start dropping. And on top of that, I want to actually share with you guys this over here as well real quick. Check this out. $1 trillion wiped out as the market route punishes mega caps. So these are your big companies. The 7 most valuable US tech companies lost a combined $1 trillion in market value at the start of trading day on Monday. So this was August 5th. It shows you what can happen just in one day. And the snowball effect didn't even start, right? So what happens if the snowball effect in the economy does start? Unemployment starts going up, stock market is losing day after day, month after month, right? So this is why I've been saying that nothing has stabilized because, well, when we're looking at the information, nothing has stabilized, not in the housing market, not in the economy. And then when we take a look at this, 2.9 trillion wiped out from stocks in a day as recession fears mount. So again, recession is now resuming. And again, some more similarities to 2022. In that second half of 2022, there was a lot of talks about the recession, but then the student loans got delayed. They were supposed to resume in January 2023. That got pushed out. More and more things were kind of being played around with numbers and stuff like that, but we're not going to get into all that. And then if we take a look at the job growth here, job growth totals 114,000 in July, much less than expected as unemployment rate rises to 4.3%. So if we take a look at that, the unemployment rate edged higher to 4.3%, which is the highest since October of 2021. And remember, we've been having some very low, historically low, 3.5% national unemployment rate, which is a 5-decade low. Now I'm going to go back over here and, well, let me just show you guys this. Non-farm payrolls grew by 114,000 in July, down below the revised of June of 179,000 and what was estimated at 185,000. So it seems that the market, that the housing, or not the housing market, the economy, the employment market is also cooling off. Now let's go back over here to the housing data, and I want to share some more stuff with you guys over here. So let me pull this up right there. All right, here we go. Now, if we take a look, what happened in 2023 to prevent that mini housing crash to snowball into a bigger and bigger housing crash? Well, it was the negative listings year over year. And then we know that that script has flipped in 2024 with an increase. So if we go over here and we go back to our other Excel sheet, now let me just remove this right here. All right, so if we take a look, we started January at 1,985 in 2022, much lower than the 7,500 in 2023 and 2024. Inventory usually comes down here in the winter months until spring comes around, just as we can see here in 2023, 2024. That was not true in 2022. We just continued seeing inventory grow month over month until finally November came around right here. All right, now, if we're analyzing this, we're seeing this growth happening, right? Look at April and May. 2,000, 6,007, then all of a sudden 4,500, 6,900, 8,600. So this is where I was saying that there was more similarities to the inventory growth of 2022. And if we do see these recession fears, right, come back into play and we do see a recession, well, that's going to impact the housing market potentially even more. And then if we come over here and we look at that, right, we see that the inventory levels are just continuing to grow. So where is everything going to end up? Just like I've been saying, nothing has stabilized, right? Not in the economy, not in the housing market. And then if I pull this up over here, let me just pull this up. Where did it go? All right, here we go. So if we look at August, so this is the daily snapshot. If we look at August 9th, an inventory peaks about Friday every single week. And then what happens is inventory starts hitting the market at higher paces on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday a little bit as well. And that's when inventory peaks, and then things start going under contract and new listings aren't hitting the market as much as those other days. So usually inventory peaks about Friday. So if we take a look at Friday here in August, we had 10,878 houses active on the market compared to 8,557. So we're seeing that inventory growth is still growing here in August. So if we go back over here, all of a sudden we have 100 more units than this, and we're still growing. So we potentially can see the housing units hitting over 11,000 units, because right now we are just August 13th. So if we're at August 13th, we still have about another 2 months of inventory growth left. And if we do, well, it's probably here in August going to hit over 11,000. Now, are we going to hit 12,000? I'm not 100% sure, but I've always been saying that in order for a full-out housing crash to happen, we're going to have to see pain in the housing market. And if we look at this here, right, what's going on? Are we finally seeing $1 trillion wiped out? This is your, mega 7 stocks. We see that Nvidia fell 6%, Apple was down 4% right there, and then we see that it was a 2.9 trillion loss overall for the stock market. And then we're seeing that this unemployment rate is now growing, and it seems like it's almost growing month over month. So it's very important to see what's happening in the housing market, what's happening in the economy. I've been saying that the best deals, the trends, and per the data since 2022, buy in the second half. If you're wanting to see how this all unravels, well, things unravel slowly, and it could be some time until you see how things play out. And of course, if we see that recession, then potentially we're not going to see the uptick in the spring of 2025. Prices are going to continue coming down. If we don't see an unemployment rate and interest rates do start coming down, maybe we do see a small uptick. However, with how much more inventory we have, we're probably going to start the year off with much more inventory. So is that growth, price growth, going to be the same even if we don't see a recession, even if interest rates do come down like we did in 2024 here? I'm not 100% sure, but I will be sharing the data with you. So if you haven't, smash the subscribe button. That way you're notified when new videos drop. Smash that like button. Help me get this video in front of more people.